You woke up Monday certain. This was the week you finally turned it around. Yet here we are on Wednesday, and that gym bag by the door hasn't moved an inch since you set it there with such conviction. If you are looking at that bag right now and telling yourself you simply lack discipline, stop. Your character isn't the problem here. The very thing that fired you up on Monday morning is exactly why you're already finished. The fresh start didn't fail you. The fresh start was the trap. Behavioral researchers call this trap the fresh start effect. As you see in this calendar model, a temporal landmark, a Monday, the first of the month, or your birthday, draws a glowing line in the sand. On one side is the old you who broke his word. On the other side is a clean, brand new person starting from a blank page, and that distance feels incredible. But that feeling is just relief. A calendar date is a spark. It ignites motivation, but it completely lacks the machinery to sustain it. The collapse of these emotional sparks happens on a brutally consistent schedule. Of the millions of people who make serious New Year's resolutions, roughly 9 out of 10 have entirely abandoned them by the middle of February. This chart plots the logged workout data of more than 30 million users from the fitness company Strava. Look at this massive vertical plunge, perfectly aligned with the second Friday of January. The drop is so massive and reliable that analysts literally refer to this exact date on the calendar as Quitter's Day. Notice how precise this drop-off point is. Data scientists can mathematically forecast the exact Friday your motivation will die, 2 weeks out, before you even make the promise. When mass failure can be predicted on a systemic scale, you aren't dealing with a personal weakness. You are dealing with a design flaw in the method itself. You tried to run a heavy engine on a disposable battery. The real assassin of the fresh start is a second bot that hits you right around week 2. Psychology professors who study this cycle pinpoint it as an all-or-nothing mindset. Think about what that clean Monday slate actually asks of you. By framing your goal as a perfect fresh start, you unknowingly make absolute perfection the price of continuing. Watch what happens to a pristine system when it hits reality. One skipped day, one late night, and the streak is broken. Your mind looks at a single smudge and decides the entire ledger is ruined. So you quit the whole thing. You don't quit because the workout is too hard. You deliberately hit the self-destruct button on the plan just to escape the psychological discomfort of having partly failed. If motivation abandons us on schedule, the only thing left standing is architecture. Psychologist Peter Gallwitzer spent 30 years studying how people close the gap between what they intend to do and what they actually do, and he found a specific lever, the implementation intention. Instead of making a grand resolution, you weld your desired action to an unavoidable moment in your day. When I finish my morning coffee, I will put on my running shoes. That single if-then sentence is the entire intervention. This diagram illustrates exactly why it works. The tangled path represents a resolution. It leaves you standing in the rain, debating whether you feel like exercising. The straight path is the if-then rule. It completely removes the moment of decision. And the rule that works is almost always smaller than the goal that failed. 2 minutes performed every single day will compound and defeat a 90-minute workout completed 4 times and then mourned for a week. True consistency isn't about asking your willpower to win a fight on a tired Wednesday evening. It is arranging your environment so the fight never even starts. There is a second half to this fix that outlasts even the daily rule. It requires asking yourself what you are actually trying to build. Most people build a goal, lose 20 pounds, finish the course. A goal is a finish line. The moment you cross it, or the moment you miss it, the entire structure you built to get there collapses. Look at the difference in stability here. When you tie a behavior to your identity, you aren't chasing a precarious outcome. Every time you perform your small, pre-decided rule, you are casting a vote for the kind of person you are. A single bad day ruins a goal, but an identity system cannot be broken by a smudge. If you miss a vote, the election isn't over. The system just waits for you to cast the next one tomorrow, permanently stripping failure of its power to make you quit. This architectural approach isn't a modern hack. The understanding that calendar landmarks are a terrible foundation for human action is thousands of years old. Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire and commanded armies, yet every morning he wrote to himself a hard, quiet reminder of his duties. He didn't do this because he had an emotional breakthrough or because it was the first of the month. He understood a man is renewed by what he repeatedly does at dawn, not by what the calendar grants him. The philosopher Epictetus, born a slave, said the exact same thing in fewer words. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Do not announce the arrival of a new man. Be him in the next small action. So stop waiting for New Year's Eve or next Monday. Pick one rule so small it feels almost embarrassing and weld it to a moment that already happens in your routine tonight. Deep structural change is never born in the fireworks of a fresh start. It is quietly forged in the flat, gray execution of an unmotivated Wednesday.